Good morning, everyone. We are going to start chapter number 4, Introduction to Patterns from Software Architecture and Design Patterns. Okay, chapter number 4, Introduction to Design Patterns. So, first, we will see what is pattern. A pattern is based on the principle of object oriented programming. Object oriented programming principles like abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, and associations. Okay, so we have seen that object oriented principles in the first one, that is what is abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, and association. Okay, so this pattern is based on this principle of object oriented programming. Then what pattern is? A pattern is a recurring solution to a standard problem in the context. So recurring solution means we can use that solution again and again for that problem. That is recurring solution to a standard problem. That is pattern. Okay. So pattern is independent of the application domain. It is independent of the any application domain. We can use that pattern for any environment or in any domain. A pattern is a three-part rule. Three-part rule which expresses a relation between a certain context, a problem, and a solution. There is a relation between that three parts. That is context, problem, and solution for that problem. That is pattern. Okay. Pattern is a recurring solution for a standard problem. Okay. So then how patterns are used? So here you can see a designer is there. Okay. And programmer is there. So designer is going to design a problem, what actually we have to do for or like software design problems or problem statement. Okay, we have our solutions. Then what programmers do, it implementation details. Okay, programmer is having implementation details based on that problems. Okay, so here you can see the designer is having design. Here you can see the sample design here. Okay, and implementation, what actual design is and what implementer or what that programmer will do here. Here you can see, so we have to reduce the gap between that design or that implementation or the designer and the programmer. We have to reduce that gap. Okay. So how to reduce that gap? By using the design patterns. Okay. To design that or to provide solution to that problems, we are going to use the design problem, or to reduce the gap between the design and implementation, we are going to use the design patterns. Okay. So we will see what is design pattern. So design patterns are, these are the elements of reusable object oriented software. We have seen the pattern is recurring solution. That means we can use that solution again and again for or over and over again for that software design problems. Okay, so what is design pattern here? This is the elements of reusable object oriented software. Elements of reusable object oriented software. Okay, so next one is GOF. That is gang of four. This definition is provided by Gang of Four. Okay, so these are the four researchers or four authors of the book of design patterns. Okay, so first one is Eric Gamma for J Unit, then Richard Hale, then Ralph Johnson, and John Wilsides. Okay, these are the four. This is the gang of four authors who provided the design patterns. Okay, so the recurring solutions to common software design problems, the recurring solutions we are going to get by using that design patterns. Okay, so what it will make, it make object oriented designs more flexible, elegant, and reusable. Okay, by using that design patterns, it will make that object oriented designs more flexible, elegant, and reusable for that software design. It improves even documentation and maintenance also. So that design patterns also improves documentation of that software design and the maintenance of that software. Okay. So the design pattern describes a problem and which occurs over and over again. Okay. Several problems are there that will occur in software while designing that software. Some problems may repeatedly comes into that development. Okay, so we are going to get the solutions for that software design problems through that design patterns. Okay, so these are some advantages of design patterns. So using patterns, it provides, or there are some key advantages like it promotes reusability of that solutions, then facilitate a proven solution, then provide a common vocabulary for that solution, then design patterns helps a designer to get a design right faster. Okay, we will get the correct when we are going to use that correct design pattern for that design software design, then it will be faster for processing of the design for implementation. Okay, so next part is Gang of Four, that is GOF book. What is Gang of Four book? So this Gang of Four is it provides a design patterns book that consists of or they provides the design patterns as elements of reusable object oriented software. Okay, Addison Wells Publishing Company. Okay, in 1994. This is the book by Gang of Four. Okay, written by this Gang of Four. The book name is Design Patterns, Elements of Reusable Object Oriented Software. Okay, the publishing company is Addison Wells. Okay, in 1994, this book is written by this gang of four. These are the four authors for that book. That is Dr. Eric Gamma, he is a software engineer in Intelligent. Okay, then Dr. Richard Hale, he is senior technology consultant in DMR Group. Then Dr. Ralph Johnson, he is a professor in University of Illinois Computer Science Department. Then Dr. Johns Lisides, okay, he is researcher at IBM. Okay, so these are the four authors of this book. That's why this book is called as Gang of Four book. That is design patterns, elements of reusable object-oriented software. Then GUI of design patterns. This book provides, or this author provides several design patterns. Here you can see the gang of four are the four authors of the book. Okay, we have seen these authors' names. That is, the book name is Design Patterns, Elements of Reusable Object-Oriented Software. It defined 23 design patterns for recurrent design issues. There are 23 design patterns in this book for recurrent design issues. It's called GOF design patterns. Okay, these are the GOF design patterns. That is gang of four design patterns. These patterns are classified by their purpose, like structural, behavioral, and creational. Okay, so what structural consists? It concerns the composition of classes and objects. It concerns composition of classes and objects. In structural, the composition of classes and objects will be there. In behavioral pattern, it characterizes the interaction and sorry, interaction and responsibility of objects and classes. In behavioral pattern, it characterizes the interaction and responsibility of objects and classes. Then third one is creational pattern. It concerns the creation process of objects and classes. Concerns the creation of process of objects and classes. Okay, by scope means here class scope and object scope. Yes, class scope means relationship between classes and subclasses defined statically. Relationship between classes and subclasses. Okay, and object scope is like object relationship between objects. Okay, that is dynamic. Okay, then types of patterns, yeah, creational patterns, structural patterns, and behavioral patterns. What creational pattern includes? It focus on the best way to create instances of objects to promote flexibility. To provide flexibility or to promote flexibility, it focuses on the different ways to create instances of that objects. Okay. Then structural patterns. It focuses on the composition of classes and objects into larger structure. To convert that design into large structure, it focuses on the combination or composition of classes and objects into large structures. Then third pattern is behavioral patterns. It focuses on interaction between classes or objects. While designing any software, we are having some classes, objects, okay, Based on that objects or classes, we are going to communicate with the system. Okay, so that behavioral pattern focus on the interaction between that classes and or that objects. Okay, it distribute the responsibility between that objects. Okay, so these are the three types of patterns here: creational patterns, structural patterns, and behavioral patterns. So these are the GOF patterns here, you can see. So creational patterns is there, structural patterns, and behavioral patterns. Here you can see the creational patterns include abstract factory, then builder, factory method, prototype, and singleton pattern. These are under creational patterns. Okay, then next one is structural patterns. The structural patterns include adapt pattern, then bridge, composite, decorator, then facade, flyweight, proxy, then behavioral patterns. It includes the chain of responsibility, then command, then interpreter, iterator pattern, mediator, then memento pattern, then observer pattern, state, strategy, template method, and visitor. So these are the 23 patterns from their GOF. GOF patterns include this 23 pattern under three category, that is creational patterns, structural pattern, and behavioral patterns. Okay, these are all patterns we are going to see in upcoming slides or in upcoming lectures. Okay, so we are going to describe the design patterns. What are the notations? How that patterns are going to be described? Okay, so graphical notations. While these are important and useful, okay, these graphical notations and important and their useness are not sufficient for that describing that design patterns. Okay, so they capture the end product of the design process as relationship between classes and objects. Okay, they capture the end product of the design process. Okay, it considers that relationship between the classes and objects at the end of that product. By using a consistent format, we describe the design patterns. There are some formats for designing that software or design or using that design pattern, so that we can describe that pattern for that system or for the design. Okay, so each pattern is divided into number of sections according to some templates. Okay, we are going to divide the pattern is divided into number of sections. Okay, so describing design patterns include pattern having name and classification. Okay, pattern having name and classification having intent. So what pattern name and classification includes, it conveys the essence of pattern. That pattern is having good name. Okay, so that we can, it will be a part of design vocabulary. Okay, so that pattern is having the good name for that design pattern, so that we can classify the patterns based on their names, based on their suitability, or based on their design. Okay, then intent of that pattern, what that pattern or what does the design pattern do, that is the intent of that pattern, what that pattern is going to be do for the design. Okay, what is its rational intent. Okay, rational and intent of that pattern. Then what particular design issues or problem does it address, what that pattern is going to be addressed for that design, what are the design issues for that software design. Okay, this is the intent of that pattern. The pattern is going to be described by their name, their classification, and intent. It's also known as other well-known names for the patterns. Then the motivation of that pattern. What that motivation? A scenario that illustrates a design problem and how the class and object structures in the pattern solve the problems. Okay, what is the motivation behind to solve that problem of that or the design problem, that which software design or which design pattern should be used for that design problem. That scenario will help to understand the more abstract description of the patterns that we are going to follow. Okay, so which patterns we are going to follow for that particular design. Okay, that will help for the or for going to be or that pattern is going to be the abstract description for that solution. Okay, so that it also includes the applicability. Okay, so applicability means what are the situation in which the design pattern can be applied. That is applicability, in which situation or in which conditions we are going to apply that particular pattern to that particular software design problem. Okay, so then what are the examples of the poor design that are that the pattern can address. Okay, based on that we are going to select the design pattern. How can recognize the situations, based on the situations we are going to select the design patterns. Okay, then the structure, that graphical representation of the classes in the pattern using a notation based on object modeling technique. We are going to structure, or we are going to represent, or the graphical representation of the classes in the design patterns. It uses the notations from object modeling techniques. There are different notations in object modeling techniques. Okay, that is OMT. So there are some participants in that design patterns. Okay, participants may be classes and objects. Okay, and their relation or their responsibilities. These are the participants in design patterns. Okay, then the collaborations for design patterns. What that collaboration is, that how the participants collaborate to carry out their responsibilities. How that participants, we have seen that classes, objects and their responsibilities. These are the participants of the design patterns. How they are going to collaborate with each other with their responsibility to carry out their responsibilities. Okay, then consequences like how does the pattern support its objectives. These are the consequences. What are the trade-offs and results of using the patterns. What are the trade-offs and what are the results we are going to use of we are going to get after using the particular pattern. Then what aspect of the system structure does it let vary independently. Then that structure will be changed after using any particular pattern with that software design. Then implementation consists of what pitfalls, hints, techniques should be aware of when implementing the patterns. Okay, so which patterns will be selected based on their criteria or based on their applications. Okay, are there language specific issues? Is there any language specific issues will be there while implementing that pattern? Then the describing design patterns includes some sample code. That sample code fragments that illustrate how might implement the pattern in C++ or Smalltalk. We can convert that design patterns into sample code. There are some uses like example of the pattern found in real systems. Okay, some related patterns are also there. That includes, these are the description of the design patterns, what that pattern consists of. Okay, so related patterns are there. What design patterns are closely related to this one? Suppose we are going to use the abstract factory method. So what that abstract factory will include, or what are the design patterns that are related or closely related to that pattern. Okay, so what are the important differences between that patterns, why we are going to use that pattern. Okay, so with which other pattern should this one can be used, in which, so what is the suitable pattern for uh, that pattern we are going to use. Okay, so these are all about that how that pattern is going to be described here. Okay, so what that pattern, what that design pattern consists of. Okay, the next point is relationship between patterns. So there are some relationship between number of patterns, that patterns we are going to use for software design. Okay, so some patterns are used together. That we have seen the different patterns. 23 patterns are there under three category. So that patterns are used together. Here you can see the, for example, the composite pattern is sometimes used with iterator or visitor pattern. Okay, so that pattern, number of patterns can be used together for getting the solution for that problem. Okay, so some patterns are also defined as alternatives for others. Alternative patterns. Okay, so we can use number of patterns instead of that selective patterns. Here you can see the example, the prototype pattern can be used as an alternative to the abstract factory pattern. Okay, so instead of using abstract factory pattern, we can use the prototype pattern also. Okay, these are the relationship between that number of patterns. Okay, we can use alternative patterns for number of patterns. Then some patterns like the composite and decorator pattern result in similar design. The design of that composite and decorator pattern will be the same design they are having. So we can use that either composite or decorator pattern. Okay, so these are the relationship between patterns. That number of patterns are having similar designs. Their work, their we can use the patterns instead of, or we can use the alternative patterns. Okay, like instead of prototype pattern we can use abstract factory pattern. Okay, we can use the number of patterns together to achieve the certain results. Okay, then creational design patterns. Okay, we have seen three categories: creational, structural, and behavioral patterns. Okay, so first one is creational design patterns. That includes abstract factory. Okay, what that abstract factory? It is a factory for building related objects. Building related objects. This is the short information or single line information about that all the factory, sorry, all the design patterns under the creational patterns. Okay, so in afterwards we are going to describe, or we are going to see the all these creational, structural, and behavioral patterns in deep. That is your chapter number 5 for studying that design patterns. Okay, so that under creational design patterns it includes that abstract factory, that is factory for building related objects. Okay, then builder, it separates an object construction from its representation. What happens in this pattern? It separates an object construction from its representation. Okay. Then factory method. What factory method is? It creates an instance of several derived classes. Several derived classes are there. It creates an instance. That means it creates an object of several derived classes. Then prototype design pattern. Factory of cloning new instances from a prototype. Okay, cloning means duplicate patterns. Okay, it's factory for cloning new instances from a prototype. Then singleton pattern, a class of which a single object can exist. Okay, in singleton pattern only single object is there for the class. Okay, the next one is structural patterns. Okay, what structural patterns is? What it includes? The number of patterns. First one is adapter. Adapter will match interfaces of different classes. In adapter pattern, we are going to match the interfaces of different classes. Okay. Then bridge. It separates an object's interface from its implementation. Bridge will separate object's interface from its actual implementation. Then composite. It is a tree structure of simple and composite objects. Okay. It is a tree structure. Tree-like structure is there. Then decorator, it adds responsibilities of objects dynamically. There are some responsibilities of objects, they are going to be added dynamically here in decorator pattern. In facet, a single class that represents the entire subsystem. In facet pattern, only single class is there that represents the entire subsystem. Okay, so these are the structural patterns. It also include the flyweight and proxy pattern. Flyweight will include a fine grain objects shared efficiently. Okay, that objects are going to be shared. Okay, in between that pattern. Then proxy, that means an object representing another object. Okay, that is duplicate or proxy we can say. And proxy means an object representing another objects. These are the structural patterns. The next one is behavioral patterns. Okay, chain of responsibility is there. It passes a request between a chain of objects. Okay, there are a lot of objects in that pattern, or that if the number of classes are there, then number of objects are there, number of responsibilities between that objects and classes. Okay, so it will pass a request between that chain of objects. Okay, then command, it encapsulates a command request as an object. Here request can be considered as an, or it will be encapsulated as an object here. Then iterator pattern, elements of a collection are accessed sequentially. Okay, so that collections of classes or objects that, or the elements of that collections are accessed sequentially here. Then interpreter, interpret. That language elements are included in interpreter. Okay, the mediator pattern. It defines simplified communication between classes. Simplified communication between classes are going to be happen in this mediator pattern. Okay, that behavioral patterns also include memento that will capture and restores an object's internal state. Okay, then observer pattern, it is important, a way of notifying change to a number of classes, number of ways that can, it will change the number of classes here. Then state, alter an object's behavior when its state changes from one state to another. Okay, so that will alter the behavior of object. Then strategy, it encapsulates an algorithm inside a class. Encapsulation comes here, it encapsulates an algorithm inside a class. Then template method, it differs the exact steps of an algorithm to a subclass. That is template method. These are the behavioral patterns. Then the last one in behavioral pattern is visitor. It defines a new operation to a class without change. Defining new operations to a class, that without change, without changing any environment, without changing in that class, it will define new operations, or that is new methods for that class. Okay, in visitor pattern. Then next point is, there are some benefits of design patterns. Benefits of design patterns. Okay, what are that? Design patterns enables large scale reuse of software architectures and also help document systems. Okay, so the design patterns enable large scale or reuse of software architectures or reuse of that solutions. Okay, or it will document that systems. Then patterns helps to improve developer communication. Okay, so that we can reduce the gap between that programmer and the designer. Then pattern names from form a common vocabulary through that patterns names are unique. Pattern helps is the transition of to object oriented technology. So there are that principle of that object oriented programming or object oriented technology, like abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, they are or associations, they are the then the next version of that are the next version of the design patterns. Okay, so we are going to modify that uh, principles into, or these are the design patterns in object oriented technology or object oriented programming that are updated in design patterns. Okay, so there are some drawbacks of design patterns, like patterns do not lead to direct code reuse. You cannot directly convert all the design patterns into complete code, or you cannot use that code multiple times, or there is no reuse for that code. Okay, so patterns are deceptively simple. Okay, then teams may suffer from pattern overload. There may be overloading of that patterns or solutions. Okay, then patterns are validated by experience and discussions rather than by automated testings. Okay, so instead of automated testing, that patterns are going to be validated by their experience or discussions among the designers. Okay, so these are the drawbacks of the design patterns. Integrating patterns is a human intensive activity. So this is also one drawback of design patterns. Okay, so these are the drawbacks of design patterns. Then next point is organizing the catalog. We have to organize the design patterns. There are two criteria based on there's some criteria. So there are two criteria here. First one is purpose and scope. So what a pattern does, purpose means what pattern does. Okay, so there are three categories of the pattern: creational, structural, and behavioral. So that purpose may be what that pattern is going to be, or what that pattern will do for that design, software design. That creational, in that creational pattern, the process of object creation. Okay, in creational patterns, we are going to create the objects, okay, for the classes. And then what is the purpose of structural pattern? The composition of classes or objects. Okay, then in behavioral, the purpose of behavioral pattern, it characterizes the ways in which classes or objects interact and distribute their responsibilities. Here in behavioral pattern, classes and objects are going to be interact with each other and distribute their responsibilities. Then second criteria is scope, whether the pattern applies primarily to classes or to objects. Okay, that is the scope for organizing that catalog for design patterns, whether that pattern may be applied for that classes or that objects. Okay, so these are the two criteria for organizing that design pattern, that is purpose and scope. Here you can see, based on the scope we are going to organize that catalog for that design patterns. Here you can see the scope. Okay, for the purpose and scope, these are the two criteria for organizing. Your purpose for creational, structural and behavioral. Okay, then what is the scope? Scope may be class or object. Okay, so for class and objects, here you can see the different design patterns are there under creational. The purpose of creational pattern for class, it includes factory methods, and for objects, the abstract factory, builder pattern, prototype and singleton pattern. Okay, similarly for the purpose of structural pattern for scope or class is adapter class, and for object it also includes the adapter for objects. Okay, then bridge, composite pattern, decorator, facet, flybait, and proxy. These are for object scope. This the purpose of these structural patterns is for objects. Okay, then the behavioral pattern. Okay, the purpose of behavioral pattern for the scope of class is we are going to use interpreter pattern, then template method. Okay, and the for object, chain of responsibility, then command, iterator pattern, mediator, memento. Okay, then observer, state, strategy and visitor. This all pattern is for objects. Okay, and this is the for class. Okay, so these are the two ways to organize the catalog for that patterns. That is, this is the purpose, based on the purpose and purpose of that design patterns and scope of that participants. Okay, that is classes and objects. Okay, so that's it for today's sessions. Thank you.